Ed Bernstein.
Well, I'm here with legendary lead singer of the Moody Blues, Justin Hayward.
Ed, lovely to be with you again. Great to see you, yeah, as always, yeah.
Yeah, and it's one of your favorite expressions, lovely to see you. It's a huge hit that you guys had. Oh. And, you know, it's just amazing to me that it's now, 50 years since you started professionally playing music.
Well, a bit more than that. Next year I'll be 50 years in the Moody Blues, which is...
remarkable.
Stunning, you know. Yes, it's remarkable.
It is remarkable. And how do you just keep going on and on singing? I mean, how many nights on White Satin? You must have. You ever figure out how many times you sang the song?
No. But it's, you know, there's a couple of songs. Funnily enough, there's another one that I do called Forever Autumn that I do on a solo thing. That was a big hit around the world. That and Nights in White Satin, you can go anywhere in the world and play and people will know it.
Right.
And that's a wonderful thing. And that's something I'd never want to give up, Ed, you know. So I'm very pleased that that's like a kind of drug, doing that, you know.
You know, I've never really asked you about your youth. Did your parents have musical talent?
I don't know about talent. I'm not a great believer in talent, you know. I'm a believer in desire. I had a desire to play. I'm not sure whether I had any talent to play, but I really wanted to, so I did it. But my parents were both teachers, and my father taught English and what was quaintly called divinity then, and my mother taught in a girls' school. But my mother could play piano, and we would have sing-songs around the piano.
So there was that influence.
There was something, yes. There was an atmosphere around the house and being both teachers meant that they were standing in front of an audience every day, and in a way, you know, as teachers do, yeah.
Because you have to get feedback from those who are your students. Yeah. Now, do you have the same atmosphere in your home? You have a daughter. I mean, is she musically inclined?
Well, she left home quite a long time ago. She's in her early 40s now, so she lives right down in the west of England, and. No, I don't have that same atmosphere, I don't think. No, I think my wife Marie, I think I could lecture as much as I want, but she's probably heard it all before.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You just recently did a PBS special.
Oh, yes, yeah.
How does that work? I mean, somebody calls you and said, hey, you know, we're interested in engaging you to do a PBS special?
Pretty much. I was on a solo tour of the US, this was last year, and the PBS had a few people come to see one of the shows, and they thought the acoustic environment like I'm working in with me and Mike Dawes and Julie Reagans, and would be exactly right for PBS. It was the kind of, just an atmosphere of a show that was right for them, not lots of drums and huge production. So we got talking afterwards, and they asked me if I'd be part of a pledge drive, and which I was happy to be. And up in Minneapolis, there's such a great team, a great production team, fantastic. And we filmed some more footage for them, especially, and it really worked for them. I hope it really does work for them, because PBS has always been very important to me. Ever since you mentioned my daughter, when she was about 2 or 3, we first came to America on a Moody's tour, and I came to take her to Disneyland and stuff like that. And there's not much you could put kids in front of on the television, and PBS was right for children. That was all the start of Sesame Street and things like that.
I'm sure it would have made your parents happy as well.
Yes,
teachers, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
That really flows. So your solo album. Mm-hmm. Spirits, and you have a CD, a DVD that's live.
Yes,
Spirits live.
Spirits of the Western Sky is the CD, and Spirits Live is the DVD.
How is it different today than it was 50 years ago? I'm talking about in the business. You know, you as part of the Moody Blues, you sold, I don't know, 60, 80, 100 million albums, whatever you sold.
Yeah, they stopped counting, I think,
I mean, but there was a formula there and how to make money, how to get paid.
Yes.
And today, that formula is kind of upside down.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right.
How do you view the future of music in that regard? I mean, is it going to be more difficult, or because of the internet we're getting such a great divergence that it's even better for the industry?
Well, it's one of those great questions. I'm kind of glad I'm not starting now, because in London in the 60s, it was a relatively small community. Country boys like me, had to come to London to make it. But once you were there, it was a small group of people, relatively. But now it's a kind of swamp, and music is everywhere. I think it'll be the people that can play live and create some magic in a room that will survive. And I think that's the way to do it. Because, boy, if you haven't made it with your first record or something, it's over for you.
And that may be a good thing, because in a studio, you can really create something that's not really yours, right?
That's a good point. And anybody can be tuned nowadays and recorded well, with all the auto-tunes, as you know, and all the software. But you have to create some magic in a room, I think, and that'll be the...
Have that charisma, that connection. I wanted to ask you about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, yes.
I was just recently in Cleveland 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people are upset that the Moody's are not in the Rock and Roll.
Howard Stern
talks
yes,
about
I knew you were
it all
going
the
to say
time.
that, yeah.
Have you ever been a guest on his show?
Yes, many times, yeah. Yeah, many times. He's right from the beginning, I think. We've been a guest on it because we were with him. He was always with us right from when he started as a young DJ.
Right, so is that aggravating for you that... you think about some of the people that are in there, and we were having a conversation even before our interview with the crew, and it's unbelievable that you guys, with all your success, are not part of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's so many other...
I don't know. There's a lot
singers.
of people that are not in there, but I don't know how that's so subjective, that kind of thing. I'm fortunate that I live in Europe, and most people don't even know where Cleveland is, let alone the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So it has no meaning. And I think that the British, of course, will get quite annoyed if you really told them there's an American Hall of Fame, and they decide, because Britain has a claim to kind of rock and roll as well. But I think it's very frustrating for the Moody Blues fans. That's for sure.
Sure, yeah.
And
they have some petitions going.
There's always stuff going on, yeah. I think it's going to be hard for those people to put us in now, who have to make that decision, because they'll feel like they've been, we gave them into the pressure now, yeah.
So you don't really encourage that?
No, I stay well out of that argument. Yeah, I'm trying to now.
Skirting well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over the last 50 years, you've done so many songs, solo, with the Moody's. Is there one song that you enjoy more than any other song when you're performing?
I really like a song that we had great success with in the 80s called I Know You're Out There Somewhere.
So do I.
And that's the kind of audience participation thing, that people recognize that in their own lives, and lyrically it means something to people, and that's a real pleasure to do. You
take a lot of time writing lyrics. Your lyrics are quite meaningful. That's been one of the keys.
I struggle with lyrics, as a matter of fact. It is? Yeah, it's a struggle.
Did you write before, in school, before you wrote music?
No, I think that music led me into that kind of world of imagination that opens up, and it's this music itself that always suggests the words to me, and that makes it work. A melody will suggest a kind of theme and a mood, and that's where it comes from. But I usually start with 3 or 4 what I think are decent lines, and then it takes me weeks to fill the rest of the 90% of it. Does the words come first to you? No, I think I think it was Picasso who, well, I know it was Picasso who said, inspiration has to find you working. So I find if I go into my music room and dedicate myself to the time to do it, something will come out. And that's the way I figure. If I don't, nothing. It's not going to happen to me when I'm walking down the street. That's true. So you have to set time aside and commit to it. Yes. Like any great author does that. I don't claim to be a great author, but I have to commit to it, at the time to it. Yeah. So you and John Lodge been singing together now for almost 50 years. Where do you see the future? Well, that would be a good question, wasn't it? I know we're offered a lot of work now. We're offered maybe more work now than we ever were before, and so that's nice. I don't know where the future lies. I really don't know. But
you want to keep singing, keep writing.
I think even if there was nobody buying a ticket, I think I'd be up the pub doing it.
Oh, you always have the family, right?
Yes, yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's a great
Justin
pleasure,
Hayward, just year after year after year, consistently wonderful, and still writes, and we're going to play some of his music.
Thank you, Ed. Lovely to see you, as always,
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Moody